Here we are creating a car rental app where we will give the car name and it will display the picture and the price of the car. Then based on days, driver age and mileage, we will calculate the price of the car rental process. So first of all, we need to create a new Xcode project and then select single view app. By clicking the next button, here in product name, we need to give the name of the app, and in user interface, we need to select storyboard. We are selecting storyboard here because we are not adding any code for the design part. Using storyboard, we can simply drag and drop in the main storyboard page and create our design without the need to write the code for the design part. So after creating it, we need to go to the main storyboard. Here we will add our design. Like firstly, we are going to add a title at top and then a text field where user enter car name and a button. If the car exists, then it will display the car image, prices, and then we'll do the further process. So at top, we will drag and drop a label. In label, we are putting a title here. Here we can increase the font size, change its color, alignment, even the number of lines. Now we are changing its color. There are lots of options in the right sidebar which we can just use and we'll understand what it means. And then another label where we will ask the user to enter a car name. A text field where user will enter the car name. And now another label where we will show if the car don't exist. If the car exists, then we will do the further process, but if the entered car doesn't exist, then we need to give a message to the user that the car don't exist. Now we need to show the image of the car. For that we will use image view. Image view is the option where we will show the image. A button here, we can give it a name, submit or find according to our desire. We can design it, give it a background, its color, set its width, whatever we want, we can do using just drag and drop and selecting the fields. I'm not focusing on design part now because I'm showing the basic coding right now to create the rental app. And now by clicking the plus button, we have split the window in two sections. In one, we will have view controller, another main storyboard. We just need to drag and drop all the fields and connect them with the outlet. The image view, drag and drop, connect them with the outlet. And this find button only we can connect with an action. So this is just with the fields which we have now. And now we need to create a page, a Swift file. Here you can choose Swift file, not Cocoa Touch. Here you can use Swift file simply, and language Swift, and create a class. We are creating a car class, and then here we need to put some variable names. Using this car class, we will use an array in our view controller. So we are using name, rate, price and mileage, image also. These 5 fields we will use here in this car class. And then we need to do the initialization part. Initialization will be done like this. The variable name, colon, and the type of that variable, whether it's a string, double, integer. And then we need to assign the variable. Using self.variableName, we can assign them, we can initialize each variable. And now in view controller, we need to create an array and fill the array with the car name, image, as price, and mileage, whatever field we have used in our car class. Here we are adding a function name fill data, and then we need to create a function fill data where we will add some values, because we are not using database, so we are storing all these car values in an array. Here suppose we are creating an array car air, whatever name we can give here, and then bracket class name, which is car, and then smaller bracket. So an empty car array of car class initialized. Now we need to append values in that car array. Here we can put the values according to our desire. I'm going to copy them, and here in asset part we can import the images. I have 3 car images. I'm importing them here, and now go back to view controller again. So here we need to put the image name, and then I'm copying them. Here fill data function name is different, so it's showing me the error. I need to change the D in either function where I have called it or where I have written it. The array name was wrong, so it has shown me error. Now we need to write the code for the find part, whether the car exists or not. So we will need to create a car object, and we need to get the name which the user have filled. So suppose the car name equal the car name, the name of the field dot text, name of the field where user will enter the car name, and one car object where we call a function and send the car name into that function, and in that function we will check whether that name exists in the car array or not. Now here we need to pass the name of the car which somebody has filled in car name text field in our app, and we will return a car object. So here we have given the return type as car, and using a for loop we will check whether the car name exists or not, and sometime we will get an error for unwrapping value, so we need to put the exclamation mark. So here in for statement we will check whether the car exists or not, whether the car name exists or not. Here we are comparing using the car name. So if car name found in the for loop, then we will return I, that is the car object. The car object which have that specific car array fields, otherwise it will return nil. Here now we will check if the car does not found, then we will check it with a nil value. If the car object equal nil, then we will simply print a message in our alert box, alert test, alert label, the label which we have given the name alert message, that car not found. Otherwise we will show the image. So if the car found, then we need to remove the car not found statement, and we need to show the car image in our car image view. So the name of our image view is car image. Car image dot image equal UI image bracket start named equal our car object's name, car object image. Here our car object dot image. And to unwrap the value, we need to put the exclamation mark. So let's run it and see whether this part working or not. When the simulator will start first time, then sometime it takes some time. Here our simulator started. Our find button is a bit in right side, we can move it left. You see now the car not found, but we already have Honda car, but I have written it in small letter, that's why it's shown that car not found. So we need to put lowercase statement so that whether the user enter the name in lowercase, uppercase, or in capitalized form, in every way it will do the check. And now if I'll run and use whether lower or uppercase, it will work. This is showing car not found, but we have not replaced the image. So if car not found, then we can show here that either we need to replace the image, the old image, or we can use a not found image. And now let's do the car daily price option as well. For that we need to add a label where we will show car daily price, and another label where we'll show the car price, and we need to remove the word label, it will be empty, so that whatever will be the price, it will display there. And then we need to connect them in a UI controller. Every field need to connect it with the outlet and give it must have a name. So I have given the name daily rate. And here when we are showing the image, we can also show daily rate. Daily rate dot text equal car object dot rate. and when we display something, it has to be in string format. Here, if car not found, then we need to give an image which will be like no image, no car exists. We can put any image like that when car not exists, because in our previous test we have seen that once a car found, then it's showing the car image. But if I'm writing any another name, then it's showing car not found the message, but the car image has not gone. So we need to choose and no image available, image anything, and put it there. Here we need to save it and change the name, and then from asset section we need to import that image. Here we have already given it a name, no pick, and car price showing. If I'm writing here any car name which is not found, then it should show no pick image. I need to stop the stimulator once and then need to restart to make it work. So once it will stop, it refreshed, and now it will display. If the car not found, then it will display that no pick image. It has shown car not found and no image available, this picture, and the car price also showing. Now we can put for how many days somebody want to rent the car. For that we are using a stepper here. Stepper will increase one by one using the value of 1, and in another level where we will show the value of the stepper, and we need to make it an outlet and give it a name. We are giving it stepper days, and this level we need to give the name. We have given days number and a button to calculate. So it will calculate the price by multiplying the days. Here another level where we will show the final amount. This also we need to connect with the outlet. We need to give it a width. We need to give here a fixed width and height, so that when we will remove the label here, it don't go away. Otherwise the width and height becoming 0, so it's not displaying to us. Now we need to do the connection and give it a name, and this calculate button we need to connect using an action. So it's a calculate action. Now we need to check once whether every label, everything is connected or not. And for the stepper also we are going to create it as an action. So when the user increase or decrease it will increase or decrease the price. So first of all, days dot text, that label should be the value of the stepper. It should be in string. Whenever we will print something, it should be in string format. Now let's see by running the app. So the stepper working. The moment we are increasing or decreasing the stepper, it's showing the number of the stepper value in the label near to it. And now in calculate button, we will do all the calculation. The daily rate will be the number of days and multiply by the total rate. And in final amount we will print the total. We need to remove the first line because we have given the same name, or we can do something like this. We are initializing the same value in same variable name, that's why we are getting this error. I forgot the name of the label, so I need to double check. Now I have given a different name, just then it's works. So we cannot assign the same variable to the same variable. Just by giving a different name, it worked. We don't need to assign here, but I have done this, so it will work like this. Now if the car daily price is 1300, for 2 days it will be 2600. The total amount will be 2600. Now here again we will add a new condition, whether the driver age is more than 19 or not. If the driver age is more than 19, then the price will be different, and if it's less than 19, the price will be different. And for that we will use a switch. So firstly the state is off. This switch field will work based on and off value. If it's on, then we can add some condition. If it's off, then we can add the condition according to our need. So after creating it an outlet, age, if it's on, then we are adding some value. If it's off, then we can leave it. So here we are adding the value. If the age is less than 19, then $5 extra for each day will add. So whatever the daily rate, it will add $5 extra if the age of the driver is less than 19. 800 rupees for 2 days, but if I'm selecting the driver age less than 19, then it will add $5 for each day extra. Now we will add one more condition for the mileage part. We already have the car mileage when somebody will purchase a car, and then we need to give them what's the return mileage, and based on that the final amount will get calculated. So here we are connecting it and giving it a name, return mileage. Here in calculate function, we need to use the return mileage value in a variable so that we can do the calculation based on that variable. Here suppose we are adding a condition of extra charge if the return mileage is more than some value. If the mileage difference is more than some specific value, then some extra charges somebody have to pay. So we need to subtract the return mileage with the actual mileage which we have added in a car array list. Here we have taken a variable and given the car initial mileage at 0, and then if car found, then we are assigning that initial mileage to that variable. This mileage is the initial mileage when somebody has purchased or rented the car. Here we need to give the exclamation mark somewhere because we are getting the unwrapped value error. And now we will check the mileage difference. If the mileage difference is greater than 200 per day, then extra charge will add into our final amount. So suppose we are adding a condition that if the mileage difference is 200 per day, greater than 200 or per day, then we are adding some daily rate here. Here we can add any calculation which we like. So here every day 200 kilometer mileage was allotted, but if the mileage difference is more, then we need to subtract that 200 kilometer per day and multiply it with 0.1 daily rate, and then we need to add that value, that extra charges, in the total amount. Here we have already calculated our total amount, but if the mileage increases, then we need to add that extra charges again in the total amount at the end and show that in the final amount text. So I guess everything worked, but we forgot to change the mileage value. Here we can change the mileage value and rate and run our app. Daily price, we are increasing the number. Driver license is less than 19. Here we have not entered any return mileage, then we got the unexpected error of nil value found. So we need to do something for that. Here no value added for the return mileage. We haven't add any condition that if nil value found, then what will be the calculation. So we need to write here some condition for the nil value. If return mileage equal nil, then we need not equal nil, we have done that. Otherwise it will calculate it without these things. So we simply put a if condition with not nil value, or we can put it with nil value. If it's equal nil, then we don't need to do anything. If the return mileage added, then we will calculate for the extra charge. So here we have use 0.0 value instead of nil. If no return mileage value added, then it will be 0.0. And now we are increasing the number, driver license, and here we need to put the return mileage value, which is more than its original value. Here again we found that nil value statement, so we need to put some another condition here. So here we have put the whole statement in if condition. Using if let, we can check whether it's nil or not, and then calculate our value. Now let's see our code worked or not. So with mileage or not, now it's working fine. Here return mileage I have given less than its actual mileage, so it will not work. So for BMW, the mileage